Hi, Lisa Broyles here with Way to Health MD, and this is a continuation of my vaccine series about vaccines for teens. This one is specifically about the Gardasil vaccine, which is the human papillomavirus vaccine currently available in the United States. There's been some controversy about the Gardasil vaccine, so let's just dive right in. First of all, I would consider the Gardasil vaccine an optional vaccine as opposed to some that protect against more life-threatening conditions. But the HPV is a tiny virus that is sexually transmitted, okay? It is so small that it can pass right through the pores of a condom, so it's very difficult to protect against the HPV virus, which is responsible for genital warts as well as cervical cancer in both vaginal cancer in women and anal cancer and oral and throat cancer, and some incidents of penile cancer in males. So these do affect both sexes. The Gardasil vaccine is not a live vaccine. It is what's called a glycoprotein vaccine, where it's just giving you a small piece of the virus, and that induces an immune response. So the Gardasil vaccine is recommended before people become sexually active, so generally age 11 to 12, can be given as young as age 9 and not above age 26. It is a 2-dose series. You give one and then 6 months later you receive the second one. Most common reactions to the vaccine are pain at the injection site, fever possibly to 100 as you develop that lovely robust immune response afterwards. And I did want to address some specific claims that were made that the HPV vaccine could be responsible for neurodissociative disorders like POTS syndrome, or what's called dysautonomia, where the nervous system just kind of goes haywire and doesn't work well, because there were some girls that had received the HPV vaccine and then within 6 months started developing symptoms. However, there's been large trials, large comprehensive reviews that have looked both at those cases and at a larger group of girls, and have found that there was absolutely no evidence that the Gardasil vaccine or an HPV vaccine could have caused any of those outcomes. I did want to address what all the Gardasil protects against. There is a new Gardasil vaccine called the Gardasil 9 that protects against 9 different strains that protects you against 90% of cervical cancer causing strains and several strains that cause unsightly genital warts. So I think that's pretty cool. There is a trace amount of aluminum in the Gardasil vaccine, but I would say this is not a reason not to get it, as if you ever cook with aluminum cookware, or you put aluminum foil on something and you bake it, you're also getting trace amounts of aluminum. Certainly no more than you would from a Gardasil vaccine that is needed only twice. So it is a highly effective vaccine against cervical cancer. It is recommended for boys and girls. As I mentioned earlier, for boys it can help prevent anal cancer, penile cancer, and oral and throat cancer from oral sex. So I do recommend the Gardasil vaccine. Large trials and large reviews have not demonstrated any serious adverse effects from this recombinant glycoprotein-based vaccine. This is not a live vaccine. This is not an mRNA vaccine, and it is something that I would recommend for your 11 to 12-year children up to age 26. Thank you.